Hi everybody, this is Jake, your resident content cowboy here. Yeehaw! And I'm back in my content cave, or content corral, right? Because I'm a cowboy, content corral. I want to talk about Pokemon Unite being free to play and pay to win. The pay to win controversy around Pokemon Unite. And since it won't be that exciting to just have my face talking at you the entire time, I'm going to shrink myself, and I'll have some gameplay in here of a round I did where I dominated as Pikachu or something like that. So, I will now shrink me. I hope that worked. I hoped in editing I could make that work. Let's talk about the pay-to-win controversy. First, is Pokemon Unite pay-to-win? The short answer is yes. Kind of, unfortunately. There is one part of the pay-to-win controversy that I'm actually upset about, and there's another part of the pay-to-win controversy that I'm not as upset with. So let's talk through it. First of all, the post on the Pokemon Unite Reddit going over whether or not it's pay-to-win is very good. I will link it in the description of this video, and I'll go through some of it right now. Basically, there was a big post about the Pokemon Yesterday there was a big post about I'm probably going to keep that in where I just screwed up there. Because I'm not going to find them all. I'm going to screw up too much. There was a big post about Pokemon Unite talking about if it's pay to win or not. Within the thread, there were many people who said the pay to win claims were exaggerated. Others saying that you can't pay to win due to the currency differences. By the way, that's not true. You can get your premium currency can buy you essentially anything inside the game. So let's talk about it. Some people said that you can't upgrade items with real money. You absolutely can upgrade items with real money. And then he goes into break down the math of it. And this is where it does get a little frustrating for those of us who can't pay all the money to win. He builds out a Rocky Helmet Leftovers and Buddy Barrier combo, just as an example. That if they were all level 30 held items on your Pokemon, you would be granted an immediate additional 1,080 health. Not to mention all the other bonuses they give. So, yeah, you start with this huge bonus if you are able to get level 30 items. And he did the math somewhere about how much that costs. I think it costs something like $40 an item. If you were to go from level 1 to level 30, it's about $40 an item. So someone would have to pay $120 to do that. I think to get it to level 20, it's less. It's maybe closer to $6 or $8, somewhere in that range. And of course you could say, well, the game is free to play. You can grind it and other people are going to pay money. I don't entirely disagree with that, actually. I don't think it's crazy to think that some people can pay for it. The thing they think is tough is once you get to the higher and higher level of play, you're going to notice the difference. For instance, if there was one Jake that was playing at the level of items I have now, which are level 10, and another Jake that was playing at level 30, and we happen to be going against each other, Jake for Jake, if you will, in this very sexy clash. If Jake was going at Jake in this mirror match, the richer Jake would win. And I do think that's a little unfortunate. However, I haven't seen that to be a huge problem. We don't know. I don't know what other people's items are, but for the most part, I don't think many people are doing this. And I'm also not going to be a professional Pokemon Unite player. Let me tell you about the thing that I think is most damaging to the game. It's this. I am making Pokemon Unite build guides. By the way, if you like them, please like, comment, subscribe, let people know about it. I really love making them. I'd love for a lot of people to see them. I can't test out all the items the way I want because I don't have enough money to power up all these items. Now, you might think that's a very specific problem, Jake. You are one person who is making content for Pokemon Unite. Okay, you can't make some guides. I'm sure a bigger YouTuber will. Fair enough. I'm not disagreeing with that. Here's where it affects a regular player and not just a content cowboy. You'll get to the point where you've only got a set grouping of items to use. So, let's say you're someone running an Absol. and you upgrade the scope lens. So you upgrade that crit item a lot. You put a lot of your upgrade tokens into that scope lens. Now you want to play a defender. Well, it's not that the defender is going to be useless with that particular item, but compared to the other items that you'd want to put on that defender, you're now at a disadvantage for using that role effectively. So when you go into ranked games in solo queue, sometimes you don't get to be the person you want. I mainly play attacker or jungler, sometimes all-rounder. So that looks like Gengar, Lucario, any list of the attackers. I don't have items set up for support or defender. So if you put me in as a support or defender, or the team needs a support or defender, I'm handicapping the team a little bit, and I'm handicapping myself a little bit, which is unfortunate. And I think it's unfortunate for people at home who want to climb the ranks. There are going to be times where you just can't play your Cramorant. It's bad for the team. They've got a Cinderace, a Pikachu, someone else decided to pick a Venusaur, and now you're going to go Cramorant. You're going to go 4 attacker. And I'm not even trying to get into the meta of the whole situation, but my point here is you're not able to fill the role that you might need to fill in the game because you don't have an item set that works for it. So then what do you have to do? Well, then you have to decide what is a broad item set that works for the most Pokemon. It's not a terribly bad idea, but it also means that you can't specialize in the Pokemon you really want to get good with. So it's probably unreasonable, and I have not done any of the calculations or really put enough thought into it to decide what those items are. I actually want to do that next. But you're not able to decide which of the items to upgrade, which are the general basic items. So maybe you think, okay, what works well on everyone? A Buddy Barrier, maybe. A Shell Bell, maybe. It's not for everybody. But you can't stack attack items. You can't stack special attack items because there are some Pokemon that aren't going to need it. So, okay, maybe you stack, like this guide has, Leftovers or Rocky Helmet. But now you would take a Pokemon like an Absol or a Zeraora, and you're not beefing them up the way you want. You don't have the best Gengar build possible. You absolutely don't have the best, Cramorant or Pikachu build possible with that. So that is the thing about the pay-to-win controversy that I think is most frustrating. It's the fact that it's going to limit the pool of Pokemon you can choose. Now, I'm going to start looking into this and kind of come up with some basic ideas of what are the general items that you should upgrade. And part of me is disappointed with that thought too, because another part of me thinks, upgrade the items you want and sort of play the role you want, but it's going to narrow your scope of play rather than give you the option to play with everyone. Yeah, I think that's the thing that I'm most frustrated about with this whole thing, is it's going to narrow the scope of Pokemon that people can play with, or at least feel like they can play with, because they're going to recognize that their Snorlax isn't doing too much good with that crit item. I hope that makes sense. I know I'm rambling a little bit, but that's what I like to do. I really love this game. That's the frustrating thing about noticing the item upgrade issue. I was noticing it yesterday, I would say, when I was making guides. I still have more guides coming out today, by the way. I should have a bunch today. But I was making guides, and I kind of have to recognize that I don't have enough held items upgraded to accurately put a guide together, because the held items I do have upgraded are better than level 1 items from another, from a more appropriate item selection. I don't have my Rocky Helmet upgraded. I don't have my Experience Share upgraded, but I do have my Shell Bell upgraded. I do have my Wise Glasses upgraded. So I hope that makes sense. Let me know what you think about the whole pay-to-win thought process in the comments. I would love to hear your thoughts. I do think you can win without paying, and I don't think it's a reason to abandon the game, but I do think it's good to talk about it. And the reason it's good to talk about it is because hopefully the more people talk about it, it will hopefully push Pokemon Unite to relax on the cost of these items a little bit. If it becomes a little bit of a controversy, they might have to address it and lower the cost. We shall see. All right. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Again, I have more videos coming out today. I love you all, and I will see you next time. Goodbye. Mwah. Computer, make me big again. Bye.